Deborah, tell me about when you first got started this. I guess, what do I call it? Raising butterflies?
I guess you could call it that. I first got started in 2019. Our daughter Jennifer Westbrook, who lives in Pembroke, said she was collecting them, and so I collected a few too. I had 14 that year, and we released those. Well, then when we got wound up for 2020, Larry decided to build me the cage. He built me the first cage there, and we raised 200 and released them last year. And then this year we got even more momentum and we raised some more. We also fostered butterflies from Jennifer in Pembroke because she had too many to manage. And at that point we needed another cage. So Larry repurposed this bird cage here, and we did that. And so this year, with the fosters from Jennifer, which was 65, and my own, probably be about 465 butterflies that we will release. She has collected herself 600 and fostered out to me and to her friends, and raised about 400 herself. So we'll have 1,000 butterflies released between her and myself and her friends
In 2 years?
this year.
Oh, this year.
This year we should do 1,000.
Is that right?
200 last year, and I think she did 100 last year.
Why?
Because monarchs are endangered, and loss of habitat, pesticides, loss of habitat in Mexico. Just for example, something as innocent as cutting the roadsides, they do every year, cuts down all the milkweeds. And so right here we have, that loss of habitat locally. So yeah, it's because they're endangered, and awareness and every little bit helps, and so forth. So yeah, and we're retired. You need to do things like this when you're retired, right?
How long does it take? And tell me about the process a little bit. Like, how long does it take from beginning to finish?
From when we find the eggs, it takes an egg about 5 days to mature, and the whole process takes about 4 weeks for the egg, and then they're little tiny little worms, and then if I have eggs, I put them in a hatchery so that nothing else eats them, because the other big worms will eat the eggs because they're very rich in nutrients. Then we have the nursery where the little guys go, so the same thing, so the other ones don't eat them. And then they move on up and they go into one of these cages here and finish, and then they're, fine, and they grow and grow and grow, and then when they're big enough, they attach themselves to the roof, and they're in chrysalis for 12 days. And then they emerge, and they usually emerge in the morning, and we release them in the afternoon when their wings are dry and stiff. So that's kind of how it goes.
From 2 years till now, you've learned a lot by the sounds of it.
Yes, we have learned a lot in doing this. Well, we always knew about raising butterflies because it was kind of like science class when you live in the country. That's and so forth. But we have learned a lot about what they like to eat, about the predation, and that's why we take the eggs. It's because we found that the eggs, once they hatch, and those little tiny microworms I was talking about, they get eaten a lot by the other insects on the plants. They know they're there. And you'll find a lot of insects on common milkweed. I grow one in the garden that they love to feed on. It's called swamp milkweed. I have lots of seeds for that. I've offered them to other people. You can plant a little patch of those and see if the monarchs come for them. So yeah, it's all very interesting, and yeah, we have learned a lot.
It's something, are they your pets?
No, we wouldn't go as far as
Well, I know, but I mean, like, you raise them.
Yes.
Like, you raise them, really. Like, as I say, you
Yeah.
raise them and, let them go. So, it's,
Yeah.
I don't mean the word pet, but I mean, really, you take care of them from
Yes,
start
we
to...
have an invested interest in them, that's for sure, and sometimes we get angry with them, they crawl in the wrong place, and that type of stuff, like, what are you doing over there, and why'd you fall on the floor? But we don't name them. We do stop at naming them.
Tell me about what happened today. It's nice, and how do people get in contact with you if they want to?
I posted on the Grafton residence page that my backyard was getting pretty saturated, and people were very thrilled. I think at this point there's something like 120 people who responded to the post, and some people said yes, I'll take them in my backyard. And so I kept a list of those people, and when we have butterflies to release, I contact them back through the page, and we make arrangements for when they're available, and we are, and we release them. So if anyone's interested, it's the Grafton residence page on there. That's where they can find more information.
What I noticed that I found really nice is that the youth today,
Yes.
it's nice to see
Yes.
that they're interested.
Yes, and that's the thing with educating. We want to educate more and more people because this is how you actually affect good change over the long term, is through educating people about things. I'm trying to coordinate with a woman who's running a program at the local libraries for children. We haven't been able to connect between butterflies and children yet, but we're still hoping that that's going to happen before school starts.
Do many people do this that you know of?
It's surprising how many people have tried. A lot of people are saying we find the milkweed with the little holes in it, but we never find worms. I've had a lot of people tell us this year, we find the milkweed with these little holes in the leaves, but no worms. And that's why I went to the extra step of collecting eggs this year, because that's what we find too. The predation, until they get to be probably an inch long, is really severe. And after that, they can, I guess, feist off the other insects that are trying to eat them. But there is a lot of awareness. People, when I said that, on the Grafton residence page, and I see on the internet other people are doing the same thing. There's a lot of awareness, and it's better. Okay.
If people want to get a hold of you, can they get a hold of you on Facebook itself? Like if they don't belong to the group, like is there?
Yeah,
like,
they can just direct message me.
and what's your name, for lack of a better word, like on Facebook?
Yeah, I'm just Debra Westbrook.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. And last question is: these go to Mexico? They're supposed to be.
A lot of these will go to Mexico. Generally speaking, the information that we have read is that any butterfly born after August 15th has a good chance of going to Mexico. And they are a little bit bigger, and they do not develop their sex organs as a way to save energy and so forth. And they fly all the way there, finish maturing in Mexico, and then come back. First step.
How long, again, this is a question I don't know. Does this happen year round or just in the summertime? Or
No, so these guys will go to Mexico and they'll winter over there, and then when it starts to get warm, they take about 3 or 4 generations to travel from Mexico back to Canada. And they don't travel much further north than where our daughter is in Pembroke. It's just too cold for them. And then they'll have 3 or 4 generations here, and they go back to Mexico again. The last generation goes back to Mexico. So it's a yearly cycle where we don't understand how, if you're in Mexico, it takes you 3 generations to get to Ontario. Now you're 3 generations in Ontario, but you know to go back to Mexico. Nature's pretty amazing.
how long does a butterfly live for?
4 to 5 weeks. And we have seen some here that are almost transparent. As they age, their wings, all the dust and the pretty orange color on the wings just wears off. And some of them are almost transparent. We know that they're just about at the end of their life.